Today I'm going to show you how to do custom candy paint over a flake base brush. You can either put a silver base down first or a black base. Black is always fucking lot harder to cover, but it gives you a lot more contrast at the end. Now, to spray the flake, you're going to want a 2.5 tip, otherwise it ain't going to come out unless you're using a smaller flake, but we're using a big boy flake today. So I'll use Intercoat Clear from Custom Paints, and then a big bottle of loose flake brush. Now we mix the Intercoat Clear 2 to 1 with finish. Get that in there, brush. That's the flake in there. Tip that in. Woo. Now you want to mix this up until when you pull it out, see that's too thin, that's how it's going to appear on the panel. Like that. So we need to chuck a load more in. Give that a mix up. Get in there, a little bit more. So that's much better. Lovely. Now when you're spraying the flake, you want to keep your pressure nice and low. You don't want too much air coming out, because what it will do is it will absolutely rocket the flake absolutely everywhere. It will go all over the booth, all over you, all in your lungs, and it will go everywhere except all the panel you're trying to make. Nice big overlaps as well. You want about 60-70% overlaps with the flake, just so you get complete coverage. And that's me done until the lacquer coat. Now we've done the flake, we need to lock it in with a good couple of coats of lacquer so we can sand it back later, flatten it off, and go with the candies and the line work. For this I'm using CC9 meter with HS10 2 to 1 mix. I'm not going to put any thinners in it because I need it nice and thick. Don't actually want it to flow out very well at this stage, because we want to build it up nice and thick so that we've got enough to sand off later without hitting the flake. Because if you hit the flake, you're fucked. The only problem is this flake absolutely everywhere. Now we've just got to let that bake off for an hour or so, maybe a bit longer, maybe 2 hours. We put quite a lot of lacquer on it, and then start sanding it ready for custom paint. So I'm sanding it down now with an 800 grit on the DA without a foam pad, so it's nice and flat. Scuff that back so it's almost perfectly flat. You don't want to risk it and go too deep and hit the flake. If you hit the flake, you're proper fucked. So now it's been 800'd back, it's nice and flat, ready to go, no texture in there. I'm doing a Harley Davidson custom candy sign. So we've got the Harley Davidson stencil, I've just used the lines, take the rest of it off because I want to do my own line work, I don't want the stencil line work. And yeah, I guess just watch and see how it plays out. Using different size tapes and stuff here, it's quite important to think ahead with custom paint, because when it comes to the shadowing later on, you'll understand what I mean, but you need to remember what order to take what tapes off and stuff like that. That's why different coloured tapes help, etc, etc. It can get very, very confusing, and it is so easy to make a mistake. And once you've made a mistake on a job like this, you're actually fucked. Like, there's nothing you can really do about it. If you've messed it up, you've got to start again. So there is a reason that custom painters charge so much for their work. It's because you have to be so fucking precise and so good, and you cannot make a mistake. If you do make a mistake, you could have lost weeks. So as you can see, this is my first set of shadowing after the stencils are done. So I'm just shadowing the lines, so when I take the tape off, the silver lines that I leave behind are going to have shadows. Then I'll take that tape off, and because I want the banner in the middle to also look like it's above the rest of it, I'm going to take all the tape off and then shadow the centre section as well over the top of what I've just done, so it looks like it's standing out from the rest of the panel. Then I'll mask that, and now I'm going to tape up that centre section again and the lines because I want them to be silver still, and we don't want to get any candy on the silver bits. So we take them all up again. This has to be absolutely perfect, or again, it's game over. If you mess them lines up and a little bit of orange gets onto the silver that you're hiding, you're screwed, because you can't reflake it at this point. So not leaving too long before taking the tape off. I usually take it off almost straight away. It's solvent based, so don't have any drying problems. Chuck a layer of lacquer over it, and look at that. Look at the twinkle. Oh, brother. Hope this helped. If it did help you, leave a comment, like the video, share it. You know what to do. Toodle pip. See you in a bit.